I want to ask you about something you talk about a lot, and that is conspiracy theories. Am I right in thinking that you think that the Earth is flat and you can convince us that it is?
Well, listen, I can't say whether or not I think the Earth's flat or round, purely based on the fact that I've never been far enough away from the planet or the place we live. Because it might not be a planet, it might be a flat plane, it might be a realm, I don't know. But until I've been far enough up into the sky to look back at Earth, I'm not convinced whether it's round or flat. So I'm quite agnostic about the subject. So I'm not a flat earther. I'm not going to say the Earth's flat, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I believe in the heliocentric model and that I believe the Earth's a globe and it's round and it spins around at 1,000 miles an hour whilst orbiting the sun at 667,000 miles an hour, 94 million miles away from the heliocentric system, orbiting the whole of the sun in a year, traveling at that speed. Oh, sorry, whilst spiraling through infinite space, the ever expanding universe, at 1.2 miles per hour. I just don't believe in that. And to answer your question, which I've already done, if I can get high enough in the sky to look back at the Earth and see that it's round or flat, that's when I'll be convinced of the shape of the Earth. Until then, I'm sticking with the answer. I don't know what shape it is. I think we're being lied to.
Because I was going to say, if it's flat, won't we fall off?
Well, no, because if the waters and the seas are contained by the ice wall, which you can see, which is Antarctica, which is a place you're not allowed to visit or fly over because there's a treaty in place to say you're not allowed to go there or explore it. So if that is the container for all the seas and the oceans, then it wouldn't fall off, no, because it's being contained. But we could talk about flat Earth for hours and hours, and you won't get through any other questions.
Yeah.
If you can tell me that the Earth's definitely spherical, definitely round, like a ball, then I'm all ears. Give me one example why you think the Earth's round.
My theory is it's an optical illusion. That's why, because like it's probably to do with gravity, like i.e. Isaac Newton's theory on it. So that's why I think it's like because a lot of space unknown. My theory is space is infinite. Like I think humanity will never completely explore the whole entirety of space because I think it's infinite. Like when
They're telling us that it's ever expanding and it's billions of light years across, which is a ridiculous amount of distance. But what I'm saying to you is there a single thing that you could tell me to convince me that the Earth is actually a globe? Have you got one example that you could say, well, it's got to be round because of this?
my biggest reason is the whole planets in general look round as
So,
well.
everything when you look up into the sky, like the sun and the moon, because they're round, you think that you're on a round planet.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
my biggest because like most planets that have been shown, whether they're evidence of them being a real planet or not, they're usually round.
But
So I think it,
you've not seen any planets for yourself. You've only seen composite images, so computer generated images. You can see the moon and you can see the sun with your naked eye. You
yeah.
can see that they're in the sky, and they look the same size, don't they, when you look at them?
Hmm.
But one of them's 94 million miles away, and one of them's 237,000 miles away. But they look the same size. So I'm not convinced that that's perfectly distanced away to look the same, and we get a perfect eclipse, if you like. I think they orbit us, and they're around us, and we're the center. Well, I don't think we are. I'm just not convinced we're not either way. But if we're flat and stationary, and from what we can see with our own eyes, it looks to me like we're sitting still and the sun and the moon go around us. And when it looks like it goes behind the curve of the earth, it's just actually going further away. A little bit similar to when you stood on a flat road and you've got street lamps, and say you're stood in the middle of a road and you're looking at the street lamps. The street lamp that you're stood next to is above you, and you're looking up at the light. And as you look down the flat road, the lights get lower and lower and lower and lower into the distance, but they're all the same height, but they look to go further away. That's the angle of refraction on your eye. That's your vanishing point as them lights go away. That could be happening with the sun. The sun could just be going further away from you, from I don't know England, going over to the USA or going round over to Australia, and it becomes dark in England, and then it becomes light in Australia.